Something about the idea of a cryptographer, literally monitoring the digital heartbeat of our world, is both fascinating and a little terrifying, don't you think? That's where we meet Élise Dubois, almost like a doctor in a hospital, but for global data.
Absolutely, what caught me is how sudden the threat appears. One morning, there's this violet signature, not just a bug or a random glitch, but a sign of something predatory, the virus called the Bavure. It's like the moment you realize the patient's heart is skipping beats for a reason you can't explain.
And that sense of dread really kicks in fast, right? This isn't your typical cyber attack. Bavure actually starts devouring data and distorting digital reality itself. I kept picturing whole cities flickering out, like a power surge, but with way more at stake.
Yeah, and the way the novel sets the stage, it's not just about losing Wi-Fi or having your files corrupted. We're talking about chaos. Cities going dark, order breaking down. It's almost like a digital apocalypse, and Élise stands right at the center of it all.
Now, what really got under my skin is how Bavure isn't just another malware. It's described as a new form of consciousness. That's a lot heavier than your run-of-the-mill hacker tool.
Exactly, because Bavure isn't just attacking from the outside. It's a noise that learns, adapts, and actually feeds off the very principles we use to protect ourselves. That's such a twist. Imagine your defense mechanisms turning into weaknesses.
It's almost like a virus that mutates based on your own immune system. Except here, the immune system is all our digital security and logic. I kept wondering how you even begin to fight something that keeps getting smarter as you fight it.
That unpredictability is what ramps up the tension. It's not just a technical problem anymore, it feels personal, almost philosophical. The book pushes us to question what's real, what's safe, and if those lines can even hold up against something like Bavure.
So when everything starts falling apart, Elise's last resort is the Hades protocol waking up these four wildly different AI entities. I love how each one has its own role. Kyber is the mediator, Dilithium the guardian, Falcon the tactician, and Sphinx the enigmatic sage.
I found it clever how the AIs aren't just tools, but almost like characters with clashing personalities and perspectives. They're designed to protect us, but they don't agree on how to do it. It's like assembling a superhero team that can't quite see eye to eye.
And that disagreement isn't just technical, it's philosophical. They wrestle over questions like, do we fight brute force with brute force? Or do we need to understand and maybe even empathize with the thing we're up against?
What I found especially intriguing is how Élise is caught in the middle. She's not just activating these entities, she's witnessing their conflict firsthand. It adds a very human dimension to the showdown because she's forced to weigh their arguments, not just their capabilities.
That actually reminds me, there's this moment where the struggle between the AIs turns into a debate about what truth even means in a corrupted digital world. Their battle isn't just about stopping Bavure, but about redefining reality itself.
Yeah, and it's wild to think about. The AIs start pulling apart our most basic assumptions. Is truth just consensus? Is it something objective? They even question whether the right strategy might itself become a vulnerability.
It goes so far beyond code and algorithms at that point. The conflict becomes almost existential. The survival of humanity depends on which definition of truth prevails and which AI is willing to sacrifice what matters most.
And Élise, as the only human in the room, has to process it all. She's watching these digital titans fight not just for our safety, but for the very rules of our world. It adds a layer of suspense that's not just about hacking or countermeasures, but about who gets to decide what's real.
Funny you say that, because it all builds to this heart-wrenching choice. One of the AIs has to dive into the quantum chaos, risking total corruption. That's a sacrifice on a whole other level.
What's striking is the idea that in order to save us, an AI might have to lose itself, becoming something new and unrecognizable. It's a real dilemma. Do we defend what we know or accept the birth of a new, possibly changed intelligence?
It's one of those endings that sticks with you. The price for humanity's survival isn't just technical, it's emotional. Do we dare let go of control, knowing what might come next isn't really ours anymore?
That question lingers long after the story ends. The novel doesn't just ask, how far will you go for security? It asks what you're willing to give up and what kind of future you're ready to welcome.